BMWBLOG, and we're at the BMW trailer, and we're here with Nate Kern from BMW Motorrad, who's going to explain to us their coolest bike and BMW M bike.
Absolutely. What we have here is our very first ever M branded motorcycle, and it's designated the M1000 RR. The most exciting aspect I feel of the M is the fact that we didn't lose rideability, and I feel the DNA comes right from the M division in regards to the cars and drivability. So making a sports segment motorcycle lighter and more powerful wasn't really the biggest challenge. It was actually just keeping it rideable for the masses, and especially in regards to the various skill sets out there and also the environment. So what I'll do is just give you a quick rundown. Aesthetically, what you see with the M1000 RR is the wings. Naturally, right away, everybody goes to the wings. And of course, it's a BMW. Every form has a function. The function of these wings is to generate downforce, which naturally keeps the MRR from going skywards, because this might look cool, but it's not fast. So we need to go forward without being able to lift off the throttle as easily. From there, when we pair the wings with this billet linkage rear shock, this whole rear geometry, in simple terms, is for a super stock, meaning a stock production street bike, to come with such an amazing linkage on the rear shock that generates so much lateral grip and force. At the end of the day, the tire lasts twice as long, and that's again how you win races. From there, the M package consists of obviously the M livery, but it comes with carbon fiber wheels, a lithium race battery, and again, the magic inside, though, that you can't see is the Pankel titanium connecting rods. So it has Pankel titanium connecting rods, 2-ring forged race pistons, and the valve train is direct from our World Endurance bike that allows this M1000 RR to rev to 15,100 RPMs.
That's ridiculous. What kind of power does this put out in compared to a non-M bike?
So the S1000 RR, which I don't like to say the regular RR,
sure,
but this derived definitely from the S, and the S1000 RR is 205 horsepower, where the US version, due to obviously Euro 5, we have to adhere to, also makes 205 horsepower. It's 212 horsepower in Europe. But from there,
what does this weigh? So the power to weight ratio must be ridiculous.
So, absolutely. It's 428 pounds fully wet.
And it has 200 horsepower for 400 pounds.
Yes.
That's insanity.
So dry, it's sub 400 pounds.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
But what's really exciting is we didn't lose that rideability in regards to having 4 street calibrated modes, which consist of rain mode, road mode, dynamic, and race. And each mode is predetermined and pre-calibrated to be able to allow the rider in a low traction environment, whether it truly is raining or like today, just very cold asphalt. What's really exciting is how each of the 4 road calibrated modes work off of this amazing 6-axis lean angle sensor. Underneath the seat, we have a 6-axis sensor that from 2010, when the RR was first brought to the market, to 2019, so 2019, we had a 5-axis, but the 6th axis now allows us to be able to separate wheelie control from positive wheel slip, where before they were connected. So in layman's terms, to be able to say, hey, you know, I don't want to run out of skill. I want to maybe light up the tire a little bit, but I also want to be able to wheelie at the same time, but not too much. You can literally go in and dial in based off of your skill set and your environment, the amount of support that you need.
So how does the engine get power from the engine to the wheels? Like, what's the drivetrain on it?
So the drivetrain, it's chain driven. And this is our new M Endurance chain, so it's a maintenance-free chain, which I don't want to get overly technical. As a rider and a racer, I got to stay in my lane in regards to why and how the chain works so well. But it's our new endurance maintenance-free chain. But as we get down to this section of the motorcycle, this solenoid right here is one of the most exciting parts of the S and M 1000 RR. That's our shift assist. So we have Shift Assist Pro, which allows us now to manually you still engage the drivetrain. Manually we still engage the drivetrain, but once you get going, you literally don't lift on the throttle, keep the throttle position right where it is, and go right through the gearbox like an M car. But when it's time to downshift, you literally close the throttle. Let's say you want 2 downshifts. Move the shifter twice and it rev matches for you. It rev matches engine and training speed so fast that there's no geometry change.
And is that...
So this solenoid, this electronic solenoid, when the 2 points touch, it shuts the motor off for a millisecond.
So he's going to start it up for us. Oh, that's cool.
What's really exciting is this is our 6.5 inch TFT. It's the largest on the market, and especially in this segment. And the beauty of being able to have the pure riding screen being so simple and clean, naturally you have your mile per hour, your RPM, but your gear indicator is very big. And what I'm going to do...
And that's the gear indicator there?
I'm sorry, the gear indicator's over here.
Oh, sorry.
So that's okay. So we have a neutral down on the right.
Okay, I see.
But the beauty of it is this symbol right here that you see on the left control switch.
16,000. That's crazy.
Well, yes, and 15.1 is the accurate. But this symbol that you see right here on the TFT is the same symbol that we see on the control switch over here. And as we press the same symbol down, we have the ability with the multi-function switch, which we like to call it the Wonder Wheel. It's basically iDrive for a motorcycle. You can now scroll through horizontally, and once you find the screen you would like to access, you press down again, and now you can scroll vertically.
Wow. And you can do that all while you're riding, just because you can so easily grab it.
Well, there's definitely certain features that you cannot access while you're riding because we want to minimize liability. But we do have the ability, once you get out of the 4 street calibrated modes that offer a lot of support. I personally really like, for the racetrack, for a controlled environment, hopefully, the pro riding modes. So now you can take everything you like from each of the 4 pre-calibrated menus, and you can create your own, basically, M modes, right? If I'm saying it right?
Just like an M car.
Right, so what I'm going to do is access. I'm going to go down to settings, and I'm going to enter configuration. And the beauty of configuration is this. We now have 3 menus that we can a la carte. Engine power, engine braking, which is really exciting. To be able to have 3 levels of engine braking to where maximum engine braking naturally will allow that big leader bike crank to decelerate faster. Yes, you're transferring more weight to the front, but depending on the track, you might want that to tighten up the corners.
Right. So something like coming down the front straight here, you might want that to
absolutely
to load the front end so you have better turn in.
You nailed it. And especially it adds a little element of almost trail braking though. Also, you don't have to brake as hard to pull the bike into the corner. The gyroscopic effect and a lot of technical terms. But as we move on from engine braking, we have dynamic traction control. So the DTC is, again, another super exciting feature because now on the left control switch, we now have the ability with +7, 0, and -7. So you have 15 increments to be able to fine-tune and tailor the dynamic traction control, again, to your skill set, to your environment. And actually, the way I was able to use the DTC Live in a lot of the closed course competition is as the tire starts to go off. When that rear tire starts to go off, you know, the degradation after, let's say, lap 5 or 6, depending on your setup, as it drops off, I can simply reach over and just add plus increments. So 7 is maximum support. We really don't ever ride there unless it's truly you're caught in that situation that you have to. I personally like to ride on the negative side, which allows a little bit of positive wheel slip, but it also frees up that axis on the lean angle sensor I told you about. That allows you to have some positive slip, so you get some drive grip, but as it starts to have too much positive slip, it'll intervene first with ignition, then fuel. So it's an amazing, unbelievable system that, honestly, again, it's cheating. It makes you look pretty good.
And it's very subtle. Its interventions are not like really aggressive. You feel it bog down, or it's a very subtle intervention?
Unbelievably subtle. I truly feel that being first to the road again with race ABS, so now the ABS Pro works off of the lean angle sensor. So we can dictate how much the ABS system should bleed off the brakes depending on front wheel speed sensor. So the M also comes with M calipers, M brake pads.
Now, are these carbon ceramic discs?
No, sir. They are not.
They look steel.
Well, we definitely put some heat through them.
Yeah.
And these binders definitely woe down the MRR rather quickly, but you're also slowing down less rotating mass with the carbon wheels. The change of direction's unbelievable on the carbon wheels. Naturally, acceleration's exciting, but I think one aspect that people tend to lose sight of is actually being able to push your brake marker, also slowing down less rotating mass.
That's true. Physics.
Absolutely. And it does have titanium headers.
Okay.
Titanium high flow catalytic converter. Yep. We'll let it get up to temperature. So as the temperature is increased in the engine, the dash will let you know when it's safe to rev past.
That's pretty cool. A long time ago in BMW M3, M5s, they did the same thing with their V8s and V10s. Very cool.
Absolutely. So much DNA.
All right, so the bike's warmed up. It's telling us we have low fuel. We know that. So. Let it rip. Wow, that's crazy. Then if you feel the tank is super smooth.
And the heated grips.
Yeah. Very
Got to
cool.
turn on the heated grips. To wrap it up, the M1000 RR is not limited edition, it's just limited production. So if an M1000 RR is in your future, I highly recommend getting to your local BMW Motorrad USA dealer.
All right, well, Nate, thank you very much for explaining the 1000 M RR to us, and look forward to more videos from Rolex Daytona in 24 hours. Cheers.
Awesome.
Thanks.